All these years later, what's going through your mind right now?
That I made this way too complicated and way too hard. If you stop, you fuck up. That's it. It's over with. I can't figure it out on the album if I do it with them or not.
Are you mad at yourself for writing that now?
Yes, absolutely.
Welcome back to Low End University. I have been putting off hearing this album for so long. And I'm kind of glad I did, because now I get to hear another track from it today with the man himself, Joe Raposo, who played on this one. This is the nuttiest band I heard very early on in my punk rock discovery, getting into all these bands maybe about 2.5 years ago. And this is the song In Your Mind, which is from RKL's album, Riches to Rags. Joe, this is the craziest bass shit I've heard. I've only heard a couple tracks from it. Betrayed, a little bit of We're Back, We're Pissed. What the hell is going on with this album? Like, how did you even find your voice? Like, tell us about this.
This is a weird time in RKL's history where we got Jason back into the band. There was a weird time when RKL broke up in '89 and we formed this other band named Slang. And we were playing basically funk rock and rock and roll.
Okay.
And Bomber was singing, and I was playing bass, and Chris Rest, the guitar player from RKL, he was playing guitar, and then we had like some other drummers come in and out. Even Dave Ron played with us for a little while. That didn't work out because we went in and recorded a Slang album on Epitaph, and then it turned into RKL's Reactivate album.
First song, new record, insane.
Which is another story that I won't go into now because we're doing this song. But when we got together after all that fell apart, we recorded Riches to Rags. And so since we didn't have Bomber to help us write, we had to write the whole album ourselves. And because we had something to prove, and, all the songs leading up to this album were great songs, really progressive. I mean, people loved it. So we had to come out with something really good. And this was our effort. Did a really good job under the circumstances. We tried to make it as shreddy and as gnarly as possible.
You think?
And then, kind of like anything goes, and just go for it. Like, just show what you can do.
So why this song? Why are we doing this one today? Why'd you pick this one?
Well, I didn't really pick it. Tan picked it for me. I wanted to do We're Back, We're Pissed, because we've been playing that song this year, and it was kind of easy. And then Tan said, no, dude, you got to do In Your Mind. Get out of your comfort zone.
There you go.
And just get into it. And I'm like, you fucking asshole. Okay, let's do it. So that's why I changed it last minute. And it has some shreddy bass parts in it, and I think it's good for this show.
I'm ready like a sponge to have my mind blown. But this is the album Riches to Rags. It's from '94.
This is when the album came out. But we recorded this in, I want to say, like late '92 or mid '92, '93.
Okay. Let's dive in. Without further ado, here is In Your Mind from RKL. Fucking so shreddy, just in the riff. Okay, what I like here is that the bass starts off bubbling a bit, and I feel like, would it be true to say it slowly gets more active as because I started hearing like, but it wasn't like that at first. It kind of like slowly evolved into that. So what's going on there?
Yeah, so the basic riff is kind of like an Iron Maiden riff, right? And so I wanted to keep it simple in the first part and then add a little bit more, but while keeping the root notes. So, you know, right? And then the second time around, I'm kind of adding a little bit more, and it's like,
Are you mad at yourself for writing that now?
yes, absolutely.
I think there's actually more going on there than I've heard in the recording, which I always feel is the case with a lot of these songs. You hear like some shit bubbling and you're like, oh, it's bet it's this. And there's even more like diddles and I'm not even going to fucking try that. But I did get the sentiment, like the melody that's kind of underlying is the kind of that melody. It's kind of soaring if you slowed it down. So I like that there's like undercurrent of melody and everything you write. Even in the second iteration, as it kind of speeds up, you still can find that melodic character to the bass line. And that's like, so I feel like I'm repeating myself hearing like Betrayed and such. What are the guitars typically doing under that? I mean, I'm listening for the bass, but were they just kind of on one note? Do you know what they were doing there?
Well, they're playing the chords, but they're kind of playing the chords of what that is. So that. Like something like that.
Yeah, I think what Joe has a knack for is like picking out that movement and like making a bass line off of it, but it's not just really doubling that part. It's like adding extra rhythm and subdivision. So the whole thing just sounds ready to take off like a rocket. That's kind of what I was thinking. And I want to go back to the beginning, roll into that again. And let's not forget like how cool this song starts. It's like such an adrenaline, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Any song that starts like that is just badass to me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now scream into it. You have more subdivisions happening than I can hear. Like now that I've heard you play it, it's there, but it's just fucking cool.
I think it's because of the way it's recorded and how they boost the bass.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the bassy notes are popping more than the actual like articulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's cool about that, and I was going to say this earlier, is like you're still grabbing the root notes like a bass player would, because you could easily go. So you never like lose the sense of like the simpler bass line that's like the skeleton of it all.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the root notes, and those need to be there regardless. You know? That's like the bass melody, the root notes. And no matter what, you always have to go back to those. Mm-hmm. So you gotta keep, it's a combination of keeping it interesting but solid at the same time.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. See what happens. Just something I want to point out. I love that chord that's just A. Like that little slowdown for a couple seconds is like you have to catch your breath. But like when there's so much craziness happening, those little like slowdown moments I find to be always so impactful. So there's like a tasteful part of the songwriting there. Okay. Had to say that. Right here for a second. We're all stuck here together in this twisted misery. It's like That's impactful. Okay, this riff has come back. What are you doing there? Because are you completely unising that?
Yeah, it's just like kind of a roll off.
Way down here. So if you can remember back, that's been a while, but like, is it like from the start assumed you're going to double this stuff in a band like this? Like, when do you unison those types of things, or when do you just go like, what's the decision there, if you can remember?
Actually, I can't figure it out on the album if I do it with them or not. I mean,
Better.
we can listen back to it, but I know how to play it. And I think live, I just started doing it.
Takes its own new life.
Yeah. I think on the album, when you listen to it and dissect it, it's like kind of hard to hear if the bass is doing it or not. But I think I just chose to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
More is more. Yeah, see, I typically, as a bass player, like, I would want to go, like, play it up a position. For some reason, I've always, like, I don't know if just subconsciously I stay away from down here, but damn, it sounds so much better.
Oh, it rolls off
for
really
this stuff.
easily.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Open.
I always want to
It's
do
like
something
easier
fretted.
that way.
Damn. Okay. It sounded like it was there, but
That's what I'm saying. I can't even tell.
I'm just gonna assume it always is with Joe here. All right. This sounds so pissed and bubbling. I seriously didn't expect there to be like its own thing. It's like an iteration of what you've been doing, but now it's like ready to just go all the way to 10. Do you call this a bass solo, or is this just a normal bass part for this band? That's the thing.
It's kind of a normal bass part for this band. It's introducing the next part.
Let me hear that again. That's a catchy little thing. It keeps coming back. There's some weird chord stuff happening here, which I'll try to catch. But, I mean, you're hearing this back all these years later. What's going through your mind right now?
That I made this way too complicated and way too hard to do this job. There's probably a reason why we don't play this song anymore. But yeah, I mean, we were just going for it, like I said, and it was just kind of a thing. And it must have been easy for me at the time, but it's not easy for me now.
And I love the drums caught the little diddles in there.
Yeah.
Not just a digga 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 boom. So I love that both drums and bass in these songs typically are like right on the same wavelength there.
Dave and I play really tight together, and we know what we're going to do before we do it. But we also spent a lot of time in the studio jamming these songs out. So we had plenty of time to listen to each other and nuance our parts together and really complement each other and really listen to each other. But we listen to each other anyways. It's just one of those things.
Do you follow him or does he follow you? Is this chicken or the egg kind of thing with this stuff? Like this part we just heard.
I think I follow him more than he follows me.
Okay.
I think it's harder for him to follow me. It's easier for me to follow him because I really listen for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I have more freedom too, I think. Like the drums have to be very structured. So, to the part itself. So I have more freedom to listen to what he does and then lock with it.
Right. I made this comment when I did a comparison of Lagwagon's cover of Rock and Roll against Motorhead's cover, which is a fun video I did comparing the two. But I think I made the comment that when Joe went up and took a bass solo in that song, spoiler alert, there's one there. It's like his bass lines before it almost butter you up to hear something complicated with a solo. You just expect it to happen. That's kind of what I'm getting with this song. Like we've heard this crazy bass line going through the verses. So I'm like, I can't believe he went even further than that was kind of my thought. Just to kind of slow this part down, what types of things are you doing? Are you thinking like, let's take the bass line I have been doing and just put it up and kind of have the same feel? What's going on there? Because I kind of heard like a little bit of that chromatic, like, which kind of makes it like that kind of thing. So let me play it one time and then check it out. So what types of things are you doing there?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. It's just kind of going for it, really. Yeah. But to slow it down, I guess it would be like. Just to kind of like show you what it is. I mean, dude, this song's fucking hard. I just kind of went for it. You have to go 100%. If you stop, you fuck up. That's it. It's over with. You might as well just throw the bass down and then just leave the stage.
It makes me think of like everyone going 75 miles an hour on a busy freeway and you're all bumper to bumper. Everyone's fine as long as nobody like touches their brakes, because then it's a
that's kind of basically what it is. It could be easily a train wreck.
And when you like choose the notes for this types of thing, are you thinking in the key, or are you thinking that on that level at all and just kind of moving the riff up and playing around with similar positions? Like I'm just kind of getting in your head on when you write a part like that, what's step one?
I mean, it's to keep it melodic as possible. And if you're riffing, you're kind of just going in the same key of where the song's going. So you can slow it down and figure out what your options are,
Sounds so pretty now.
Yeah, but basically that's what it is. It's a very melodic part, and those are your choices. So you just like kind of choose those that complement the chords or the melody.
Yeah.
And that's how I always play. It's like I find out what the chord structure is and then find out what I can play as far as the melody around it. And I usually choose all these. They always work. And then you can add blues and.
Damn. I think what's crazy, when I sit down with other bass players, I'm looking at like the patterns they're doing and I'm like, I would never choose that sequence. So when you like take that and you speed this up, I think I'm just enamored with. And he's so heavy-handed.
Slow down, but that's not even really all that slow, I guess.
Yeah, that little pattern you're doing there, like I would like the, It's just like I would never think. I just don't gravitate toward that type of thing. I have another thing, so it's like the uniqueness between players. All right. It's kind of a short song, and I don't want to lose the momentum. So I'm going to go back, and I kind of want to let it finish and then maybe touch on some other parts. That Bell of the Ride thing is cool.
So good. Yeah.
This feels like a breakdown.
I mean, it's so hard.
That just becoming the riff, like you almost introduced that crazy part, like just a flash in the pan. No, it's like it just normalizes you for the next part. And I like this. I think there's a key change happening because we're kind of in this like B minor. And then I think it goes to C, which is kind of out of key to get nerdy like I always do. And then we're back in D minor where we stopped.
Yeah.
So, because we've been in this kind of D major, B minor thing. Now it's back to like,
Yeah.
back to, which is how we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to that. Yeah.
But it's smooth too because you're playing a lot of D major, so D minor, it's kind of like parallel. So just from a theory aspect, you almost don't even notice it because of how many like notes are flying, which is honestly like a different kind of smooth way to do the same thing.
They are also notes that just work, you know? So it's easy to just gravitate to that, but it's such a quick part that going back to it is just a natural flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's ride this one out. This is nuts.
And of course the Iron Maiden thing, you gotta go for it.
That's so like regal. It's like how Boston would end songs with like 3-part guitar harmonies up here.
Yeah, it's like Thin Lizzy, you know, Iron Maiden.
Awesome. It contrasts all the craziness we've heard, which is perfect. It's a different key too. Holy shit. Fucking hell, man.
It was a good one. Tan picked a good one.
I honestly think at the end there, it was like going to stop and they came back in with like a faux verse at the end.
Yeah.
Like verse 4. I don't know how many verses there were. But I like how it saved this key there. Coming to like a G major, B flat. So at the end, I think you did a big run up. Is it kind of similar to what we've heard? Like similar patterns?
Yeah, I always go for these. And what's cool about that pattern, it goes into major minors so easily. You know, it works with everything.
Because you're just moving one note down. It's kind of like a...
You know? Yeah, it's like...
It's like that's like the flat 6-7-1 type of thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I want to go back and listen to the last little bit one more time because there was like things you heard at the end here that we haven't heard yet in the beginning. This is so much for less than 3 minutes. I thought that said 3:45. But you're still doing shit under there, under the guitar solo.
A little bit. To go back to...
So I was saying between these little segments that there's a part in RKL's Betrayed that it goes off on this crazy bass riff. But this song, In Your Mind, was like that mode of his bass playing, but the whole song. And then it had like a little bass break. But as I was saying, you don't really call it a bass solo. It's just the bass line by itself because the whole song was bonkers. So is the whole album representative of the 2 songs I've heard?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Well, there's a lot of other songs that are like maybe a little bit more kind of slowed down and more melodic and
Some
things
ballads?
like that. No, there's not really any ballads, but different things in and out. And I was experimenting a lot. I actually played a fretless bass on a song.
I know we almost did that one.
Will to Survive, yeah. And I kind of took a departure of things that I did, to kind of experiment and keep the bass tones different from one another. I think that's important on a record. It gets a little stale when the bass tone is the same throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
But usually in the recording process, you don't have a choice type of, and then a band's sound, the way they sound. But for this album, we got to do that. So I went to a pawn shop and I pawned my bass for a fretless bass, went back the next day after recording and got it back, and then went back into the studio again.
That's like the old return the mics at Guitar Center. Have to use them for a day. So I think my favorite part about this song is that like when you slow down the crazy part on bass, you started to hear this actually pretty melody. And what's funny, he did that because at the very beginning of the song, I was saying the same thing with the... So I think that undercurrent is so present in his bass playing in general, but like this song, you can be kind of fooled to think it's just crazy spastic, over the top bass playing. But like underneath it, he's like choosing very thoughtful positions and like really thinking about the right chord tones and going with the progression. And I think if you chopped out a lot of the fast, crazy stuff, he still lands on the roots in a way that would be like a really succinct bass line to begin with. So this is a real treat to hear. I mean, there's no excuse for me not to hear this whole record. I wish we could listen to the whole thing, but
maybe I'll come back and we can. That'll be fun.
There's one comment I made when I listened to your live version of RKL's Blocked Out. And I think I just like whipped this comment out of my ass, but people keep commenting back on it that I said that. I said that it sounds like everyone in the band is trying to finish the song first. It's like everybody's in the band is going, who can finish the whole song first? That's exactly what it sounds like.
It's no competition.
Yeah.
But we have so much fun doing it that it's like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's send it.
It's just for its time. I'm just thinking like hearing that in like the early 90s is crazy because there was like grunge taking off and like technical stuff was almost like a dirty word. At least that's kind of the case with like progressive bands coming around back then. Like, where did you guys feel you fit in as a band back then? Because I don't even know like the climate of punk rock or anything. I mean, I was born in '89, so I only have to hear it secondhand.
Things were constantly changing back then. So it was kind of hard to fit in. And when you're technical, speaking of other technical bands, like a Wilhelm and stuff like that, I mean, you only really get to a certain crowd base, and obviously no women come to your shows. It's like a Rush concert.
That's right.
But it's kind of hard to fit in, you get a different crowd. You don't become as popular because a lot of people don't get it. You don't really fit in.
And that's kind of the point. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, you just do whatever you want. But we had something to live up to, a legacy of what we did before. It's just, it wasn't the right time. If it was perfect timing, then RKL would have never broken up in '89 when we did, because that was before the whole punk rock surge, before NoFX got popular, before a whole bunch of other bands were influenced by RKL, and RKL was like the real deal, and that would have been the perfect time. But after all the drugs and breakups and trying to do different music like funk rock and things like that, we came back and it was like the wrong time.
Yeah.
It was a good time because punk rock was big, but more popular bands like the Offspring and Rancid and the street punk and, kind of like pop punk thing was huge. And Green Day, this did not fit in.
Right. What's funny about that is so many bands have come since then. Like now we're hearing this in 2026, or at least I am. And it stands out like nothing I've heard. So it just kind of goes to show you the timelessness of the mentality of we don't fit and we're going to do what we want anyway and not outdo each other, but just go as fast as we want. And this stuff today sounds crazy good. So this was a real treat, Joe, to have you in the room with the person playing it, which is something I never get to do. And I always wish I could do more often. But Joe, thanks for showing me the craziness behind
You got it, buddy.
RKL's in your mind.
Thanks for having me, man. This is fun.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We have many more pieces of content coming with Joe Raposo himself, Lil Joe Raposo. It's been great. We'll see you in the next one.